What began as a private meeting between an online creator and a paying client would eventually lead to a criminal conviction, years of legal proceedings, and a prison sentence. This is the case of an OnlyFans creator who was recently sentenced after a BDSM session ended in the death of a client. The incident took place in California in 2023. According to investigators, the victim, Michael Dale, had arranged a private encounter with the creator after communicating with her online. Reports indicate that he paid thousands of dollars for a session involving bondage and other extreme activities. What happened next would become the focus of a lengthy criminal investigation. Authorities say the victim was restrained during the encounter and subjected to activities that significantly restricted his ability to breathe. At some point, he became unresponsive. Emergency services were eventually contacted, but by then, the situation had already turned tragic. Michael Dale was pronounced dead. The circumstances surrounding the death immediately raised serious concerns among investigators. Detectives began examining evidence, interviewing witnesses, and reviewing materials connected to the encounter. The investigation would continue for months as authorities attempted to determine exactly what happened behind closed doors. As details emerged, the case began attracting national attention. Many people were shocked by the unusual circumstances surrounding the death, while others closely followed the legal questions that followed. The case quickly became the subject of widespread media coverage across the United States. Eventually, prosecutors filed criminal charges against the creator. They argued that her actions during the encounter went far beyond what could be considered safe, and that those actions directly contributed to Michael Dale's death. The defense presented a different perspective. Attorneys argued that the encounter had been consensual, and that both adults had voluntarily agreed to participate. However, prosecutors maintained that consent does not eliminate criminal responsibility when reckless actions result in someone's death. For years, the case slowly moved through the court system. Then, earlier this year, a major development changed the direction of the proceedings. Rather than taking the case to a full trial, the creator agreed to plead guilty to involuntary manslaughter. The plea agreement avoided a potentially lengthy courtroom battle and allowed the case to move directly toward sentencing. That sentencing finally took place this week. A judge sentenced the OnlyFans creator to 4 years in prison for her role in Michael Dale's death. The decision marked the end of one of the most unusual criminal cases in recent years. For the victim's family, the sentence represented the conclusion of a legal process that had lasted more than 3 years. For many observers, the case has also raised broader questions about personal responsibility, consent, and the risks associated with dangerous private activities. What started as a paid meeting between two adults ultimately ended with a life lost, a criminal conviction, and a prison sentence. And now, after years of investigation and legal proceedings, the court has finally delivered its verdict.